4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
A look at what in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers, right now.
We need you to think that you're going to be played against. So they want
I'm a little bit worried for tomorrow's game. I saw a stat on
Sergio
He's gonna play up and down. We only have two men now to
I know people have gone on about if we lose Lukaku, it could be a bit of a situation. I hope to God it
Sergio
doesn't.
Productions.
Yo, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Blue Lounge. I just realized I didn't put the word preview in my title. So, because I just see a comment here from Malcolm. He says, do you know the match is tomorrow and Wednesday? Yes, I know. And I apologize. I forgot to write the word preview in my title. So just give me 1 second. I'll update that. Courtney, big up to you. Welcome to the stream. Dan Morgan, big up to you. Welcome to the stream. Big up to everyone. Welcome to the stream. Just give me 2 seconds. To update this because it's a howler. I don't know how I forgot to put the word preview in the title. Couch Critic, VJ, how you guys doing?
Good. Yo, VJ, man, I saw your stream today, man. The flow and energy of it was dope, man. I really liked how you spoke on it. It was just well timed.
Thanks.
The tempo was really
Thank
good.
you, Coach. Good that is coming from you. Thank you so much. First of all, Kasim, good to see you once again. Lovely to be on the panel, as usual, enjoying the stream and hope to talk a lot actually today. We have a lot actually to cover. Lukaku news as well, I believe.
I don't know if I'm going to be covering the Lukaku news, but you know what? We are going to be covering the press conference, and in that press conference, a big chunk of it was talking about Romelu Lukaku. So we will be addressing that in respect to what Tuchel said in regards to him. People are jumping in. Oh my God. Chioma Joseph, big up to you. DJ Sav, big up to you. Machiavelli, always a pleasure. Big up to everybody who's joining the chat. Lads, today is the preview for Chelsea against Tottenham Hotspurs in the Carabao Cup at Stamford Bridge tomorrow evening. The return of Antonio Conte to the bridge. Also, the situation regarding Romelu Lukaku will be getting very interesting tomorrow. We will be doing a watch-along tomorrow. I like to do watch-alongs midweek. So we will be doing a watch-along tomorrow. I hope that you guys can join us for that. Today we're going to be addressing the match, the press conference. We're going to be watching the press conference and reacting to it live on air with you guys. And then we're going to be doing our predicted lineup. And then we're going to be addressing all the relevant stories in respect to Chelsea. There is a couple of interesting transfer bits of transfer news that we'll be talking about on stream as well. Blue Clouds TV is in the chat. Big up to my brother Nee Zion. I hope you're doing well, bro. Nee Zion, great channel, great content. If you guys haven't checked it out, I strongly advise you to go and have a look at Blue Clouds TV. Good content on there. He's really developing his panel. He's really developing his coverage in regards to previews, in regards to Chelsea news. So I strongly recommend you guys go check out Blue Clouds TV if you have the time. George, Andon, great time, short time. Big up to all of you guys in the chat. We have a new member joining us as a panelist today. He came on the stream yesterday and he requested to be part of the panel today. And we welcome Nick Blue to the panel. Nick Blue, how are you? Nick Blue, your mic is on mute. Can't hear you.
Yes, can you hear me now?
I can. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, good. Good, like all Chelsea fans waiting and anticipating the Tottenham game, which is going to be massive game. So
it will be.
I'll just, just can't wait for it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a massive fixture, and we have 3 fixtures against Tottenham this month, 2 in the cup and 1 in the league. So this is the first of the 3. Hopefully, we are able to get a good result tomorrow. I'm trying to find the press conference stream. I'll look here. There's a couple of streams, but there's one that I normally go to, so I'm just trying to bring that up for you guys. So just bear with me 1 second. And okay, here we go. We'll watch this one. Okay, Boogeyman is joining us late as usual. Boogeyman, welcome to the stream. How you doing, my man?
Yo, internet is great, man. I'm good.
You're good. Are you using KFC internet, or are you using proper internet today? Tell me, because yesterday your internet wasn't so great, mate.
That sounds like the KFC, but at least he's on a computer.
It did. All right, all right, guys. McDonald's. All right, yeah. All right, here we go, guys. We are about to watch the press conference. We will get there's more people coming to join the panel, but we are gonna jump in and watch the press conference, and then we're gonna react to it together. Please have your mics on mute while you're not talking. Here we go.
A daily newspaper section with an embargo of 22:30 tonight. We're going to begin with Paul Gilmore from Sky Sports News. Paul, when you come online, please unmute yourself and away you go.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
Thomas, what was the outcome of your meeting with Romelu Lukaku?
Well, first of all, we were, like, even in the view back on it, happy that we took the time that it needed to look calmly on it and to talk calmly about it. This is what we did. He apologized and is back in the squad for today's training. Today's training is later. For me, the most important thing was to understand and to clearly understand and believe that it was not intentional. He did not do this intentionally to create this kind of noise in front of a big game. And the second one, it was the very first time that he even behaved, even before when he seemed to be, when he, in his opinion, he was ready to play, for example, after his injury from the start, and we thought like he needs to readapt to the intensity a little bit more. There was never the slightest behavior against the team, so it was the very, very first time that we actually felt him this way. And these are very important points to understand that, to stay calm and to understand that it's not that big as maybe people want it to be or you want it to be. It's not small. It's also not small, but it's small enough to stay calm, to accept an apology, and to move on forward.
What kind of reception do you think he will get from the Chelsea fans?
Well, he's very aware of what happened and what he created, and he is he feels the responsibility to clean the mess up. Maybe we will have a bit of smell still from it, of course. He can handle it. He has. There's also no other choice. He cannot expect now everybody to be super happy the very next day. But he is still our player, and we have good reasons and a lot of reasons to make him play for us and to convince him and to fight hard that he is our player. We are happy that he's our player, and we will protect him. And in the end, it's also very important that the stadium supports the team, and even if somebody has a different opinion on it or is strongly disagrees, it is about the team in anything we do. And I hope the supporters can take this also and keep on supporting the team, because we are like in the moment where we really need the support.
Did you get the sense, Thomas, from this meeting that Romelu is completely devoted to the team and that he doesn't want to? That
does not make it better, and it does not make it that you can understand it more, because he is very committed. He is in his private life and in his professional life. That's why it was so surprising to me, because he was on his way and he scored for us in Aston Villa, and he scored for us the next game. I forgot now against whom it was. But he was there. He was decisive, and we had the feeling, there's a really a new start to it after injury and after COVID, and that's why it was that big surprise. So I never had before that interview, I never had the slightest doubt that he is not committed, because his actions on the pitch and off the pitch in private life all go into the same direction. He's an emotional guy. He does not hold back with his opinion. So also credit to that. And sometimes he carries his heart on his tongue. And it's like this, and we should not just blame him and just point on the negative side of it. We have to adapt now to the situation, and it created some noise that you normally absolutely don't want, and this is clearly understood. But there are zero doubts in his commitment and to the team and to the club.
Last two, Paul.
Looking further ahead, how do you get the best out of him in the system, and also off the pitch in terms of happiness? How do you just get the best out of your record signing?
But I think the players get the best out of themselves, and we help them and we support them. And it's not with Romelu, it's not about finding positions. He's a striker, and that's it. Pretty easy. He's a number 9, and just put him on number 9, and we never did something else. It's about adaptation. It's adaptation to the league, adaptation to a different club, to a different team, to different teammates. And then comes injury, and then comes COVID. We're in a total normal place with him, in an absolute total normal place. And he is willing to learn. He's willing to adapt. He comes to the most intense league in the world, and it takes its time. And he was very strong in the beginning. He was now in the latest games, like I said, very decisive. And we have no doubts that he will be a
You might have seen videos like this before, but here's the big secret. Anyone can make one of these videos in a few.
A big influence and a big impact. Nothing has changed. There was, of course, a situation that we had all now deal with, and maybe will deal for some time. But it's important to brush it off. We took our time. It was in a very, very bad moment in front of a big game. So we protected the game, and now we had enough time to clear the air and move on.
Last one, Paul.
Yeah, final one. It's the weekly Antonio Rudiger question, Thomas. His representatives are now talking to other clubs about a pre-contract agreement elsewhere, and obviously it's an ongoing situation. But how confident are you from the football side, and you can see what he's giving you week in, week out? How confident are you that he will continue as a Chelsea player beyond this summer?
Well, I cannot predict the future. I don't know if his representatives talk to other clubs. If you know so or assume so, fair enough. Of course, it is possible now because it's January and he has not signed yet. But as I understand it, we are in communication with him. The club is in communication with him. I know, or I assume that he is very aware of what I demand from him and how I appreciate to work with him. The level on which he is playing is still super high and outstanding. And there are no doubts that the situation is a concern for that. Well, the point is very clear. My opinion is very clear. The club is trying the very best, and their communication's going on, so has not changed a lot.
Alistair McGowan, bye-bye.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
Good. Don't forget. Oh, hiya. What would you say then almost like the miscommunication was between Romelu and yourself, perhaps?
Between Romelu and myself? Well,
yeah, well, he said he wasn't happy with his role in the team. So has there been a miscommunication for him to say that?
No, it's fine if he says so. I mean, I have read much. I have read more difficult quotes to cope with in my past years as a coach. Of course, he was not happy. He's here to help the team, and he was not happy because he was injured and in COVID. But I don't, and he wants to score for us. He wants to make us successful. He's a huge competitor, and that's pretty much it. I don't see any misunderstanding in communication. We talk a lot, and we share our opinions a lot. That's why I was very surprised and still am. Because like in the dialogue with Romelu, it's the same. We're on the same page. We compete for the same things. He's our number 9, and I cannot say more to that.
So after that meeting, did he go away feeling that he had a long-term future at Chelsea?
You have to ask him. Actually, I don't know how he feels about his long-term future, but he has a long-term contract and he is fully committed. So I assume that this is the foundation. I mean...
Okay. James Savindra, TalkSport.
Hi, Thomas. You mentioned that Romelu apologised to you. Would you like him to apologise to the playing group and the fans? And do you think it will be easy for him to regain that trust with you and the players?
With me, not. No, with me, not. Because, like I said, for me, it's the most important to understand the situation. Is this frequently happening? Is this overall picture that we have? Is this does this reflect the overall mood and attitude that he shows? This is an absolutely clear no. Was there intention behind it? Was the intention to create trouble? Was the intention to leave the club? Was the intention to I don't know, put pressure on the coach? Absolutely no. I cannot see it. He did not want to do this intentionally. Of course he did. Of course he should have known better. Yeah, that's why we have to clean it and clear the air now together. But as we answer all these questions with a clear no, we need to be adult enough, mature enough, and to take it, to accept an apology, and to do everything now together to clear the air and have a clear head to prepare the upcoming matches. They are difficult enough.
And you said before he's got a long-term contract, but are you confident he will be a long-term option for Chelsea? It's been 2 years he had at Man United, 2 years at Inter, and this happened so early on in his time at Chelsea.
Yeah, I did not even think about this actually, but I mean, he has a contract for a reason, and he wants to achieve big things with his club Chelsea, his youth club Chelsea, which means a lot to him, and from here we go. I cannot predict the future, but like I said, there was no intention behind all this to change the club or change his ambition. This we are very sure about, and this is very, very important. like I said, Romelu speaks out very openly, not only in the media, also in the dressing room and also in talks with me. And we should also appreciate it. And that was maybe a bit too open, and was a bit maybe in a way in a one direction that people and clubs and supporters can be offended, and they have the right to be offended. And but yeah, it was good that we took our time, and then we can move on now.
Last question in the broadcast, Nick Peel.
Hi Thomas, could you give us an injury update on guys like Andreas Christensen and Trevor Chalobah, and is Timo fit enough well enough to return? But then also, just a word, if that's okay, on Thiago's new contract. Obviously, he's had such a big influence, hasn't he? And he seems like he's almost aging in reverse. How well he's
the Benjamin Button, Thiago Button of football. Yeah, it is, but I know how much work and how much professional attitude is behind that. It is a miracle in a way, because he came to this league, and the schedule and this approach intensity of a daily business in the very end of his career, which was very brave. But I know how much effort he puts in to stay fit, how much effort he puts in off the pitch at home during taking care about his recovery, his sleep, his nutrition. This is simply outstanding, and only because of that it's possible. We're happy because I think the new contract makes him calm. Thiago needs to be calm because a very sensitive and emotional person, which makes him also so precious for our team and for our dressing room. He can feel emotions. He can feel a different state of emotion from others, and can help so much in this. So. He is calm. He has huge targets to arrive, and he has a big impact. He's available how he needs to be available, and when he plays strong, and is a big help. So good for him, good for us. And for the injuries, Andreas is a doubt for tomorrow. Trevor is out for tomorrow because of his re-injury. And who was the third one? Timo Werner. Timo Werner trained yesterday. We have one more training to go. He feels much better, and which is a good thing. So he did full training, full intensity. Have had no reaction so far. So if the training is going well, we can have him on the bench or give him some minutes.
Okay, that's the end of the broadcast section.
All right. One thing I got to say about Thomas Tuchel is he is great at doing interviews. He doesn't hold back in regards to information. He gives the information that is relevant, that is needed. But at the same time, he doesn't go into too much detail where it's not necessary. He gives you just enough for you to be content that he's answering the question. So well handled, and it looks like a positive outcome has been reached in respect to Romelu Lukaku. And when I say a positive outcome, I'm talking about in respect to him playing, him continuing to honour his contract and his role within Chelsea Football Club. It looks like he has been able to convince Tuchel and Chelsea as a whole that there was no malicious intent in that interview. Anything that was deemed to be disrespectful to Chelsea was not something that was intended or deliberate. The club and Tuchel have accepted his apology and have decided to move forward. He is included in the squad for tomorrow. There seems to be talk about an apology to the fans. When is that going to happen? I don't know, but it needs to be done. As far as I'm concerned, it needs to be done. In respect to the whole situation, is one that I believe we need to just go past it and start to focus on the football, start to focus on the season rather than to focus on the player, because the player made his mistake. We'll deal with him in regards to his apology when it comes through. But I think we need to start to focus on the club, on the team that we support moving forward, rather than the particular individual. Tomorrow, we have Andreas Christensen and Trevor Chalobah missing from the match day squad because of their injuries. Timo Werner has returned. It sounds like he'll be on the bench. It sounds like he will get minutes. So that needs to be kept in mind. I want to give you all a couple of minutes to give me your thoughts on the press conference and your take in respect to what Tuchel said. I'll go around the board from Couch, and then we'll finish with MDT. Couch, give me your thoughts on the press conference, mate.
Yeah, man, that guy's just as smooth as silk. I said on Twitter today, and I mean every word of it. Like, this guy, he knows how to navigate like press conferences like nobody before him, as far as I'm concerned. Like, you can ask him a question, you know it's pissing him off, but the way he answers it, it just makes you feel like it's still a calm situation, you know. So I respect this guy. I really do. I really think that he's the type of manager that, you know, belongs at a big club, because he knows how to speak to the press in a manner that diffuses situations that, you know, and just imagine if this was like Jose or like Conte or something like that. Like, the whole situation would have just been escalated, and, you know, they're the types that like wear their hearts on their sleeves, and you know exactly what they're thinking inside. Like Conte, even like with the Costa thing, like he's like, yeah, he injured his back. And he's just like upset the whole time, you know, like everyone knew that what was going on behind the scenes, even though it wasn't out in the public. You know, with Tuchel, he's very open. He gives you niblets, but he doesn't give you the full meal. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what you want as a manager. Just somebody that can just come into a situation, understand it, give the journalists something where, you know, they can take from it what they want, but I can guarantee you he hasn't given them anything to, you know, put more gas onto the fire. He's definitely given an interview that is calming the fan base, you know, and he's also done a great job of addressing the Lukaku situation by saying, you know, it's on him now. You know, he's going to have to deal with the fire now, you know, because I can guarantee he's very well aware. The reason why he took him out of the Liverpool game is because he knew that the atmosphere in the grounds was just going to be too hot in such a big game for him to play. So now he's like, yeah, I don't think that it's going to be subsided that much. He's going to he told the supporters, don't boo him. You know, basically, we need your support now. So, you know, but at the same time, he knows what's coming, you know. And with that in mind, I think, you know, he's left it to Lukaku now. Lukaku has to take the onus onto himself now to try and, you know, repair the relationship with, you know, the rest of the club and also the supporters. But as far as I'm concerned, whether Tuchel is completely on board with Lukaku or not, I left that press conference thinking that he's ready to work with him. And I firmly believe come tomorrow, he's probably going to be back in the lineup.
All right. Starting lineup?
Yeah, I think so. It'd make more sense to start him, to be honest, just because you bring him in as a sub, the focus is on Lukaku as a sub. Like, he comes in, the whole crowd is just going to be like,
hold on, Couch. Apparently, there is an apology. There is an apology by Romelu Lukaku, and I'm going to show it to you guys on screen right now.
Lovely. Not that I need it.
Yeah, no, he knew we were streaming, so he thought, you know what, let's give it as an exclusive to the Blue Lounge. Here we go.
5 minutes, wow.
Yeah.
Slightly rhetorical question, but how have you been after the last few days and weeks?
Yeah, it's been a quite hectic few days, I think, and I totally understand why. You know, it's been tough weeks personally, you know, COVID, trying to get back into the team and stuff. But, you know, in the end, you know, the last two games I played, I tried to help the team win. We succeeded in winning the game against Villa. Then, against Brighton, very frustrating not to have won the game. Obviously, everybody at the club, but then also personally, it's been very hectic through this interview. Yeah,
absolutely. Just on that interview, can you understand why the fans are feeling so angry and upset?
Yeah, I totally understand. I think I should been much clearer in my message. To be honest, because the interview was about saying goodbye to the Interfans. It was not about trying to disrespect the fans and the football club, the owner, my teammates, and the manager and his technical staff, because they did a lot of efforts to bring me back here, and I wanted to come back here. I was on a mission since I left, so I totally understand the frustrations of the fans, but now it's on me to make sure that I show my commitment at 100%, and I will do that from every game.
There's a part of the interview where you said that you would like to maybe return to Inter during your career. You've obviously signed a 5-year deal here at Chelsea. What would you say to the fans that maybe are second guessing and questioning your commitment?
No, they don't need to question that. At the end of the day, if you see, I always said, I wanted to come here to be successful. That's why I signed a 5-year deal, because I think Chelsea is a club that, is equal to success. I think all the players that come here, they're winning, and I have a special passion for this club, and I want to achieve that also with this football club. I want to win here for many years. That's why I signed a 5-year deal, and I want to make sure that I show my commitment in training every day, and also in the games for this football club.
With that in mind, then, Romelu, there was a part of the interview where you suggested that potentially a move to Real Madrid, Barca, or Bayern Munich would be bigger than a move back to Chelsea.
Not at all. I think kids. What I mean by that is you have a lot of kids. They have a certain type of dream of playing for those football clubs. Me, my club was Chelsea. Everybody knows that. From being 10 or 11 years old, I always wanted to say that I wanted to play for Chelsea. There are clear images when I came with my school trip that I wanted to play for Chelsea. So for me, I came here when I was 18. It didn't went so well. Now I'm back here, 28. I think in the prime years of my career, I can't really mess this up. I really worked hard for the last 10 years to get this opportunity, and I'm really happy to be here. And I think I have to show my commitment to the club, to the fans, and make sure that at this football club we win games and a lot of trophies at the end of the season.
So it's clear from what you've been saying, Romelu, that you understand you've upset quite a few people throughout this process. With that in mind, what would be your message to the Chelsea fans at the moment?
To the fans, I'm sorry for the upset that I caused. You guys know the connection that I have with this club since my teenage years, so I totally understand you guys being upset. Obviously, it's up to me now to restore your trust, and I'll do my best, show commitment every day on the training ground and in the games, trying to make sure that we win games. And also, to the manager, I apologize, and also to my teammates and the board, because, I think it's not the right moment also, and, I want to move on forward from this and make sure that we start winning football games and that I perform for the team in the best manner.
In your first answer, you alluded to the fact that it's been sort of challenging on off the pitch. Yeah. Tell us about how challenging it's been to settle back into life in the UK and how you are at the moment.
It's been good, to be honest, because I must say, like, my teammates helped me a lot. I've been, the group has really done everything that they can to make sure that I settled in really well. The only thing that I miss is my family, obviously, my mom, my boys. 2 boys at home, and that's the persons that I miss the most, but they are moving in soon, so hopefully from there I just can move on and enjoy life a bit more.
We hope so too. Focusing on the football, finally, in the next few weeks we've got Spurs 3 times in different competitions. Man City away, that's before we head out for the Club World Cup. How excited are you at the challenges that lie ahead?
Very exciting. I think these are the moments where you want to play football for. These are the moments that you should play football for, so I think as a team, we're going to prepare ourselves in the best way. I think the manager is going to set up a plan for us to make sure we're successful. That's what we want at this football club, so I'm really excited for these times, for sure. When
we first spoke back in the summer, I know you spoke about the winning mentality, and that moment where you looked at the boys' eyes in the tunnel at the Champions League final, you knew they were going to win it. It is a special group. You're currently in 5 competitions. What do you think collectively is achievable now this year?
A lot. I think a lot. You have to believe and take it a game at a time. You cannot look too much forward. I think now we have a very important game against Spurs. why we have to make sure that we set the tone from the first minute. Looking back at the game against Liverpool, I think we showed people that we can compete. We were unlucky not to get the win, but if we set the same tone and we keep that momentum going and turn those draws into games, I think it can be a very exciting season for us.
All right. In the chat, tell me, do you forgive him? In the chat, tell me, do you forgive him? You know what? That was
painful.
The worst. I don't know.
Boogeyman put it rightly in words.
Boogeyman spot on. Boogeyman said in the private chat we have on the on here. He said it looks like somebody was holding a gun to the man's head and he was speaking. It looked like he was very uncomfortable in that interview. I have not seen a man that uncomfortable in a very long time. So from that point of view, I don't know. He's done it. He's apologized. So he has apologized. I don't know. I'm going to open it to you guys. You guys tell me how you feel. Tell me. Max, welcome to the stream.
Apologized? Hi, guys.
Some guy called Lukaku apparently apologized to Chelsea fans.
Leave him alone. There's draw a line over this now. Under this, I quite said over. I've made a video about it today.
He literally just apologized. Did you see it, Max? He literally just apologized.
I haven't watched it, but I did a video about it because Tuchel's drawn a line under it now. If he's apologized now.
Watch it, Max. Go back, watch it.
It's going to be groveling. It is going to be groveling. He's embarrassed. He's embarrassed. He was in pain. He was in pain getting those words out of his mouth. Yeah, because it's going to be. It's not. Listen, I've done something. I've been caught out. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be all like. You're going to be a bit sheepish and a bit. But you know what? I think if he's apologized now. See, some people on there saying it's fake. Come on now, let's just draw a line under this. We want the club to be in unity, okay? So it's done. He's learned from this experience. Let us just get over it. So if anyone is saying that the reason why a lot of people are upset about this in the first place is because they're saying it's causing a fraction between the club. Yeah, it's true. So if everything's done, we don't want to just keep prolonging it. Otherwise, it's just going to go on and on and on, and we don't want that. We want, as Dennis put it rightly the other day when he said, "Look, as long as he's just banging in the goals, he'll be happy with that." So as I said, I've always been a person who's not. I don't hero worship any player, and I've never hero worshipped a player. So that's why I'm not so. Upset about it as other people. Why are you laughing, Boogie?
Boogie, speak. Let me hear what you're laughing about. Speak. Say something. Say something.
The thing is, I predicted this. Like, you cannot speak your mind and then come and tell people that you didn't mean it. You didn't mean it. It just does not fit. People are too smart at this time of the day. It's just admit it. And just say, listen, that's my thought. I should not say it. That's it. And life goes on. That's what I believe. And that's it. I should not say it. That's it. I just don't know all those things. You can see.
Look. This comment here by EE. Big up to EE. For me, this is it. His goals will be the only apology we need. Exactly. No, I agree. No, if he starts scoring goals, that's.
Yeah, sorry. They're always going to be fans out there that want Lukaku out. And listen, I'm sorry for those fans. The thing is, I think we use the word always on this channel, so overreacting. Yeah, but they are in their right to be frustrated with what they heard, and they are their right to be even more frustrated with their apologies. It's just that I don't feel the connection at all. Like if I was in the pain, I'm not. In fact, I think Lukaku did not do anything wrong. If I was to be affected by what happened first, and I listen to this apology, I'll just be like, is this guy making fun of me or what? Like, I just don't see the connection at all.
All right, listen. Boogie. Firstly, big up to Eric, and this is what Eric said. This is why I didn't want an apology, because of this kind of reaction. But it's true though, isn't it? It's true. I mean, what would you expect? Go on, VJ. Go on, VJ.
You know what? He managed to piss off Boogeyman at last. I mean, he was the only one who's supporting him all the way. And
No.
I've supported him. I've supported
No. Listen. The funny thing is this, VJ. The funny thing is this. You got me, Max, Eric, and Couch has been on the fence for pretty much most of the time. You're on the fence. You're on the fence. We've been backing Lukaku, supporting Lukaku, trying to to get people to look at the positives that he brings in. Right, and now.
Oh,
now
you mean just overall? Yeah, I back him overall.
Overall.
After this, I back him overall.
Yeah. But then you had Boogeyman, who was against him. You had Julius, who's not here, also against him. And now Boogie is saying, just chill out, relax, And then you got people like me and Eric who are like, this guy was out of order. We got to put a stop to this. You got Max, who's a bit diplomatic in his responses.
I'm listening to some of it, and I've just said it all along. The fan base, we overreact, because I say what he's saying now. People are going to say it's disingenuous, but I believe it's genuine. I believe, because the way I read it was different to the way a lot of you guys were reading it. I read it that he wanted to say a goodbye to the Inter Milan fans. He wasn't a dig at the Chelsea fans, but he went about it in the wrong way. My only issue with the interview in the first place is that he should have told us, told Chelsea what he's doing. You don't go behind someone's back and do it. If I'm going to talk bad mouth, not bad mouth, but say something about you, Mo, I'm going to say to you, look, I'm coming onto the Blue Lounge and I'm going to say these comments which may be controversial, and rather than, and I won't come onto your channel here and say, you know what, Mo's this, and it comes as a shock to you, and it comes as a shock to the rest of the panelists. That is disrespectful. I should say to you, look, I'm going to be bringing up something. Are you happy for me to do it or not? Yeah, and that's what he should have done. So that was my issue. The words in itself, I think people have taken it out of context. Even Thomas Tuchel said it in his press conference today. He probably articulated it in the wrong way. He didn't mean to be disrespectful to the Chelsea fans, and I've always gone along with that line.
Yeah, I agree with that line, but I think that is the line you're going to have to portray when you're trying to mend bridges, when you're trying to fix up, the damage to your yard, isn't it? You're going to say, he didn't mean it. Listen, I'm not excusing it, but at the same time, I agree with what Tuchel is doing, because Tuchel is trying to move forward. And I think we as a fan base also need to move forward, but we need to move forward in a way where it is... what's the word here? Where it's been determined by the actions of the player, because he needs to do something for us now. He needs to do something for us to support him again. And I will support him again if he starts to, banging them goals and starts to, show the energy and the drive and the emotion that we all believed he had. If he starts to show that again, listen, he's a human being. He makes mistakes. We move on. But if he doesn't do that,
I say this. I just think he's lost a connection with me.
He has.
Like he's just kind of. She's going to be the striker for Chelsea, but his connection to the club is not the same. Okay, I just have to put it out there, and I have no problem with him. Whatever, like whoever you want to support, whoever you love, wherever you want to be, like you're here right now. Just score goals. That's all that has to happen right now. Like the connection to the club is going to be very hard to repair. I guarantee you, he's going to hear it tomorrow. I guarantee that, regardless.
Yeah. Tomorrow on the pitch. Should he start, he will be. The fans will let him know how they feel.
Absolutely.
In one way or another.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'll never boo a player. I would never do anything like that. I don't have the emotional attachment to him as some may. I'm just kind of like, whatever. You're just an employee of the club right now. You're a guy that needs to go out there and do your job. Score some goals for this club and help us win. Be a professional.
I want to
be a professional.
I want to hear from MDT and from Nick Blue. Guys, feel free to jump in and give me your thoughts on this.
Yeah, guys, thank you for having me more. I hope Everything is okay. The guys on the panel, Couch, VJ.
Couch?
Oh, yeah. My eyes said Belgium, Belgian hockey is back. Okay.
Husky, Belgian Husky.
Okay. I can't read. I don't have my glasses on. Max, Eric, and Boogie. I hope you guys are okay. Everybody's safe. And for me, I wasn't surprised because this was already discussed. To said the interview was meant to be for the Inter fans, but for me, the disappointing thing is, like I always said, he should have thought. When you sit in an element, it's like a married person now. You give an interview and praise your ex, and your current wife hear that. It doesn't matter what you said. It's not going to sound good. Like, imagine praising your ex in a way that it doesn't matter what you say. It's not going to sound good. So that's why it's up to you you should have think about it. It wasn't meant to be a disrespect to Chelsea fans, but he disrespected them because of he didn't think about what he was saying. So for me, I don't believe in this society where we live, where if somebody said something or do something, you judge them immediately, and that's when you prosecute them on that. So it's like saying that no one is allowed to make mistakes, or no one is allowed to say something out of pocket or whatever. It's like, you know what, you said it, you do it, you're going to jail for life. That's the thing. I don't believe in those kind of society. For me, I don't believe in that. A human being, you make mistakes. The things I did when I was even his age, 28, and I know right now I will never do them, but I did. So if I was prosecuted for those things, so sometimes when somebody said something or did or do something, you gotta like, okay, he made a mistake. Yeah, it's painful. He has to make amends. But to say like, oh, I'm not a creator. I'm not a person. I'm not gonna tell anybody how to feel, how not to feel. But you can't judge people at their worst. You can't judge people when they make mistake. That's only you judge them on, whatever. So sometimes you gotta look and say, you know what, this person make a mistake. Let me see what I can do or whatever. Try to, let the person, give them a chance to make amends. Making amends is part of life. If you think when somebody make a mistake, you just bin them, what does that say about you? If your mistake is somebody bin you because of you make a mistake, imagine you wouldn't be here. So for me, sometimes people are too emotional. Emotion is good in things. For me, I'm not. I've never been emotional. The thing is, even in relationship, I'm not emotional. I stopped being emotional in a relationship since I was dumped at 18. So for me, emotion is out of everything in life. Business, anything. Emotion is out of it. Even my wife will tell you. She is back today. But she will tell you, I keep emotion as minimum. My kids are the only people that trigger my emotion. But other than that, nah. Emotion, because if you act with emotion, 90% of what you're doing is wrong. Lukaku is the same thing. He's emotional. He should take emotion out of this, whatever. Inter fans, they don't like you. They never like you. You were there to score goals for them. You were racially abused every stadium you step in.
Do you know what emotion he had when he was apologizing? You can see it in his eye. Do you know what it was? It was fear. It was fear. Yeah. He was afraid. He was afraid.
This is the thing. I don't like those kind of. For me, Inter fan, I don't understand why you groveling. Max, you guys, you tell me this. This is the thing. I don't like it when minority people that treat you like whatever, you go back groveling, apologizing to them, trying to win their affection. What the hell wrong with you?
Exactly. These are the same people who racially abused him when he missed a penalty at 21 in the Super Cup. A lot of these fans who are talking about now, I'm not accepting his apology. You go back onto some of their Twitter accounts and see the abuse they used to give him. It works both ways. I agree with you.
I don't understand this thing. Him going groveling. You know what? You did a mistake. Say, you know what? It's a mistake or whatever. Let's move on. The people that want to go and hang you at London Bridge, let them go and hang you. Because guess what? They've never made a mistake in their life. They Jesus Christ or the prophet or whatever. Come on. Somebody said something. He shouldn't have said it. It's overdone. For me, I don't do emotion. It's over. It's over. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't do anything, a capital crime. If you want to be upset, you're upset. Yeah, that's fine. But come on. Chill. He's not your wife, He's not your girlfriend or whatever. He didn't dump you. Move on.
MDT. You're going too far, man. You're going too far. You're taking this too far, man. Yo, any chatter is listening to this, be emotional. That's the only way you can keep your wife. Don't listen to MDT, man. Okay, then I finished talking now. Then someone can take it from here.
I want to hear from Nick Blue. Nick Blue, man. Let me get your thoughts on this press conference and the apology by Lukaku. Let me hear it, Nick. No, Nick, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
Yeah, I saw the press conference earlier on live on the Chelsea channel, and I saw it again. I'm very impressed with Tuchel even more now, because the way he talked, how calm he was, it's great to see. It could become one of the best managers ever for us if we give him the chance. And I've always backed Lukaku, you know that, most of you. Even what he said, because he was directed at the Inter Milan fans. He didn't say nothing bad about Chelsea fans. The only thing he said about the system, and it's not a big thing, people are taking it too far because they didn't want him in the first place, and they don't want him now. It doesn't matter what he does. Even if he scores every single game, they're still going to abuse him, because we have fans who, completely against him, even when he was a youngster. And I agree 100%. Matt? Is it Matt?
Yeah, Max.
The guy on the left.
Yeah,
Max.
Yeah,
Max.
Yeah.
You said everything, I was going to say. I agree 100% with you, man, because we have to move on. We've got important fixtures. We need the team to be together. I don't see him starting, actually, tomorrow. I think he'll be on the bench, but I could be wrong. But either way, I'm supporting him, and I'll be there to shout his name, like always. All
right, that's a big statement. That's a big statement, and I respect that. I respect you for for saying that. I think shouting his name will be something that will take a lot of fans a little bit more time to do.
Yeah.
But if you're able to forgive and move forward, I respect you for that. That's
why Mo. I'll tell you why. We have to shout his name to make him play even more better. Imagine what he's going to think of. What fans do I have? What I've done, and look at them. They're singing my name. He's going to go crazy. That's what I want to see.
I think it'd be better to just give him silence. Just give him silence. No emotional attachment to it. Go out and do your job. You don't have to.
He won't be silent.
I agree with what Nick's saying. Look, listen. We want the best for the club at the end of the day. Okay, and so if the fans are still showing bad feeling towards him, then it's not gonna do good for his confidence. He's feeling bad about what he's did anyway. He's feeling bad enough. So I just feel that we just need to just get behind him now.
Yeah, but he's feeling bad, but we're feeling bad. Like there's supporters that feel just as bad as he does for what he's done. So I'm just saying no emotion. Just take the emotion out of it. You don't have to be like 100% behind Lukaku or 100% against him. Just take the emotion out of it. He's an employee of the club. He's got to score goals. I don't think that anything more needs to be done. We don't have to bend over backwards at this point in time to show him that we have adulation towards him. I don't think so, at least.
Can I add something?
Guys, quickly, VJ, because I want to move on. Quickly.
Go on. It's okay. Carry on.
No, go ahead. Let me hear it.
Now, I just wanted to talk about, firstly, the way that Tuchel handled this particular issue and also the press conference. If at all there is someone you need to learn management from, I think that is probably who you have to learn it from. First thing is, I think the journalists tried to blow the issue a lot more than it actually was, even in the press conference today. And the way that he put that down, the way that he was, talking about, his relationship with Lukaku, the club's relationship with Lukaku, what Lukaku means to the club and all that, kind of was against whatever I think the journalists had planned for the day. Maybe they were expecting Conte or Mourinho to come out and, further blow the issue. But I think Tuchel was very diplomatic in the way that he handled, and he's one of the main reasons why the issue is chopping right now at this particular point. Also, on the Romelu Lukaku apology, I was about to say one thing, and I've always believed after this issue happened that his main job now is to gather the confidence of three people. One is the manager and the coach. The second one would be the players that he's playing alongside. And then the third one would be the fans. With respect to the manager and the coach, of course, he had a private conversation and then a lot of meeting, and then I think that was sorted. And then with respect to players, I think he spoke separately with them as well and cleared out the issue. A lot will be seen how he performs alongside the player, how the players are comfortable with him only when he performs on the pitch, at least for the fans. And the third thing, which with respect to the confidence, gathering the confidence of the fans, I think he has a couple of ways to make that decision, right? First thing it is like how Couch said, you could probably go for 25, 30 goals and then be a mercenary for the club and then look out your own way, move on to a different club. You could still do that. That's an option. And the second option would be appealing to the emotions of the fan, because you basically, are blamed that you're emotionally, you've affected the Chelsea fans emotionally, right? So you can basically appeal to the emotion of the fans, but I don't believe in this concept of apologizing. I wanted to hear an explanation, not an apology. So I think this was more of an apology, which was either not from his bottom of his heart, and I also think that was not required from him, because at the end of the day, he spoke his mind out. I just wanted to hear an explanation as to what created this environment, created the situation, why particularly at this point in time, like how he mentioned. Those were the details that I was looking for, rather than an apology. I think whatever he's done now, apology or not, it's still time for Chelsea to behave as a single unit. The club, the fans to come together, and then start supporting the player. And also at the Stamford Bridge, I'd like to see a more positive environment when Romelu Lukaku plays in. Like I said, Romelu Lukaku is probably not going to start as well. Maybe from the bench.
All right. Yeah. No, definitely we got to move on. Definitely we got to move on all levels. On all levels. This is something we've given a lot of time to as Chelsea fans, as club. The action. I mean, apparently he's been fined £500,000. Apparently. So the club are handling this. The club are handling this. I trust in my club. I trust in my manager that they will make the right decisions when it comes to handling this situation. We as fans, we're just gonna have to, move on. We're gonna have to move on. If you don't want to applaud him, don't applaud him. If you wanna shout. If you wanna speak. If you do what you gotta do as a fan, End of the day, he's wearing our shirt. He's playing for our club. I want to see him perform. I want to see Romelu Lukaku perform, because Romelu Lukaku performing, being successful, means we're successful. So let him perform, and when he starts to perform and he starts to put in them shifts, we'll get behind him. And if he doesn't, we'll let him know. Let's move on. We are now going to look at all the lineups that have been submitted by my panel. We're going to address their predicted lineups before we... guys, mute your mics. We're going to discuss all the predicted lineups before we then decide on one that we think will be chosen, or hopefully will be used by Tuchel tomorrow. So let's see. This is the first lineup we have, submitted by Boogeyman himself. Boogeyman has, shockingly, Kepa in goal. Mendy's not here. So Kepa's in goal. You got Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Rudiger in defence. Interesting. Callum Hudson-Odoi as the right wing back. Alonso as the left wing back. You got Kante, Jorginho in the heart of midfield with Ziyech, Mount, next to Kai Havertz in the attacking 9 role. Boogeyman, talk me through it, mate. Talk me through it.
Listen, the only change here, or the only thing that may bring question is why Pulisic is not playing where Hudson-Odoi is. It's just because Pulisic has been playing too many games lately. Most of the game he played 90 minutes, 60 of those as a winger, and then the other 30 as a wing back. So, one sec. So the 30% of those as a wing back. So my thing is, I know Hudson-Odoi doesn't like playing that position too much, but he will have to take one for the team this time and play that position, because I don't really see who can play that position if it's not Hudson-Odoi. Well, Alonso position, I mean, I don't think Tuchel will try to put Saul there, because we saw what Saul can do at that position is just miserable. So I think he will keep Alonso there. Other than that, I think the others pick themselves. Ziyech came back because he was performing really good, and for some unknown reason, he was benched for the last 2 or 3 games, which I can understand. I don't know if he was injured or he didn't have COVID, maybe mental stuff because he was not selected for
he did have a knock on his ankle. He came off with a knock, so he was feeling pain for a little while. Boogeyman, I have a couple of questions for you. I have no issue with your lineup, but I have a couple of explanations that I need. Why haven't you started with Lukaku? I mean, he's been in good form. Do you think that it's a tactical issue, or is it for you, is it a tactical issue, or is it based on the interview? That's for that position, and also, why haven't you included Pulisic? You have both Ziyech and Mount. They don't really normally play well together. They have done in the past, but normally, they play better when they have a runner next to them. So, i.e. Ziyech, Pulisic, or Mount, Pulisic, or Callum. I mean, and I know you said you think he's been played too much, but you don't think we'll be going down that path?
No. The reason is, if Ziyech is fit, he starts tomorrow. Mount will start because we bring Jorginho back, I think. And in transition, we will try to play the 3-5-2. So Mount will come in the middle a little to help with the speed of the game at that position. So I think Mount will start. When it comes to Lukaku question, listen, if it was me...
Boogie also answer this question by Bobby Fairview. He says, why Kante not cover?
That's a good question, but
I would actually say why Jorginho not cover personally, but
Jorginho has to play this game because he was rested, and as we all know, when Jorginho is in a game, Liverpool game was the first time we saw Kante and Kovačić actually go toe-to-toe with Liverpool midfielder, and they went pretty solid and really with a lot of energy. But I think Jorginho will start this game, but the question is why Kante not Kovačić? We'll have to rest one, and I think Kante will be the one playing, and Kovačić was the match of the match last game, right? The man of the match, I should say. The man of the match last game, and he actually wasted a lot of energy. Not wasted, but actually used a lot of his energy on the field yesterday, and he needed to be rested for this game. And Kante can play 45, and I'm waiting for Kovačić to come in for another 45 or even 30. So I don't it doesn't matter. It was a good question. I think Kovačić can start, but I think none of both will finish the game. Play 90 minutes. I just don't think so. That's why I just picked Kante. I think Kante goes well to start. When it comes to Lukaku, it's still fresh. That's the problem. Like I say, we're talking about what Tuchel will do. Me, since this whole thing, I've never think Lukaku has done anything wrong. So for me, Lukaku should start. But I just think you can see the fun reaction right now. Anyways,
Boogie. You're the only one who thinks Lukaku hasn't done anything wrong, because even Lukaku himself thinks he's done something wrong. Hence, he's apologized.
Yeah, but if you put a gun on my head, I will tell you that I did something wrong, even if I don't know what I did. So it doesn't justify anything. Like Lukaku say he's sorry. Who will not say sorry if you see your contract?
So you think the apology is fake?
I cannot comment. That's the other thing. Yeah.
We should not accept his apology. You say we should not accept his apology.
You yourself told us whatever we say on your channel is being listened to by millions of people, right? So I'm not saying Lukaku apology is fake. I'm not going there. I think he has to do it, but I also think he spoke his mind, and we are in a free society. We have to just accept that's who Lukaku is. That's what is his mind, and just move on. What's the big deal? And I like the fact that people say we will judge him on the field. We will judge him on the field. If he score goal, we applaud. If he missed a chance, we scream. And I just don't see where the issue is. That's me personally. But again, I accept whatever Tuchel has decided. But I think because it's still fresh in everybody's mind, and a lot of fans start already saying that they're not accepting, they just want him out, or by the end of the year he has to. I think it's still fresh. Tuchel has to be, how do you say this, how to go against pretty much a lot of fans putting Lukaku on that field tomorrow. But the other thing is, if Lukaku come as a substitute, also he'll be booed. Whether he started or not, he's going to feel it tomorrow for sure.
All right. Cheers, Boogie. Bobby, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the panel. We watched that apology live on the Blue Lounge. You missed it. You missed it, mate. Welcome. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, good. Just got in from work. And
do you want to give us a quick reaction to that apology while we load the next lineup?
Apology 100% accepted. I think if any Chelsea fan goes around bearing a grudge now, it says more about you than Lukaku. There's no point. We need to move on. He's an asset. We need to give him the opportunity to do what we paid him to do and judge him on his footballing ability. The man made a mistake. He proved himself to be a child and spit his dummy out when he came under pressure. We've all made mistakes. We've all done silly things. And it's over. We can't keep on about this. I think Chelsea fans will surprise people tomorrow. I don't think anybody's going to boo him. I'll be very disappointed if they do.
You're 100%, Bobby. That's what I've been saying all this week. You're 100%, man. You know, we have to back the team, back Lukaku. We can't, go on and on about this interview.
In regards to the comment here from Chris, I will have 15-20 minutes open stream towards the end of the stream. I will give you guys an opportunity to come on and give me your thoughts about the game tomorrow, the press conference, the interview, whatever you want to talk about. I'll give you a couple of minutes each to jump on towards the end of the stream. So I'll do that for you, Chris. For anybody else who wants to jump on, I will put the link in the chat once we get the preview part of the show done. All right. Thanks, Bobby. Thanks, Nick, for that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we need to move. We need to move forward as a club, and mistakes were made. Apologies were also made. Let's move forward and let the talking happen on the pitch. Lukaku can win everybody over by a couple of good performances, showing that he really has his heart set on this club, and then we'll move forward. This is the lineup that Couch Critic has predicted. Or actually, hold on, what's his name? Belgian Emil Heskey is back. You're
gonna
boy, Couch is gonna keep rubbing it in. All right, Couch, you have a similar lineup to Boogie, but your formation is 3-5-2 with Pulisic on the right wing back position. You got Kovačić, Jorginho in the middle, and then you got Mason Mount in the 10 role with Callum and Lukaku up front. I can understand that in regards to Callum and Lukaku because I think Lukaku would play good with that system as it's closer to what he was playing with under Conte. All right, let me hear your thoughts, Couch. Let me hear your thoughts.
It's really not that dissimilar from the games that we saw previously with Lukaku in them.
Yeah.
I just think there is some sort of like we played well like in those two games. I thought Lukaku was played really well with Callum and Mason Mount obviously doing the legwork in the midfield. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a 3-5-2. I just think it's going to be a 3-4-3 with Mason Mount, in and around the midfield and then stretching out to the right. But I mean, it's just like Boogie said. As far as the midfield goes, I think you could play any of those three in there. They're just not all going to play. You're not going to get 90s from most of them. I would say probably be one of them who's most at risk will get like a 60, and then Conte will probably come in for one of them. My opinion is it probably be he comes in for Jorginho just because at the end of the match you kind of want to see it out, and I think that Conte and Kovačić have proven that they're pretty good, rock solid in the midfield. When
Couch,
you want to be a little bit more solid.
Sorry to interrupt you, but don't you think Callum would do a better job in the position you have Pulisic and vice versa?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure you can flip them and probably get the same. I just think that there's more of a connection with Lukaku and Callum Hudson-Odoi. And again, it's just because of the two games that we previously seen Lukaku in. I thought how Callum is showing that he has some sort of a connection with him. So that's the main reason. I initially actually had Ziyech in there for Mount, but I think that because he's been off for so long, I think we're going to go back to. He's probably going to play on the weekend in the cup game because it's been a while since he's played, and it's going to be a high intensity match. So you want to probably have Mason Mount in there to play in these big fixtures just because he is that kind of player. As far as Lukaku goes, I have him in just because I think he's going to get booed. I'm not because I wish that on him in any way. I just feel like that's what the fan base feels right now. And I think that it's better for them to get it out from the beginning, just get it out, whatever. If you have to boo him, boo him. But to bring him in off the bench and have him receive like the full vitriol of the fan base coming in off the, as a sub, I think that would be not good. Not good. Also, with,
I think you are the one with the public relations degree rather than Lukaku. Good point. A very good point.
Also, I don't think that Kai Havertz, he gave us what he could the last game, but he's not match fit. We played him and he wasn't match fit. I think he's better served to come in on the weekend where the game is less intense to give us some more minutes there. But we'll have to see. I have no commitment to anyone in this lineup right now other than who? Kepa, Silva. Everyone else is a crapshoot, But we'll see. I'm looking forward to the game.
No place for Saul in a League Cup game.
I think he can play on the weekend in the FA Cup. I don't know where, but it's potential that he can play in the midfield there. Maybe in the sixes there, but I don't trust. I can't imagine Tottenham playing a less than strong lineup. They're gonna be going pretty strong. So with that in mind, I think that we're gonna have to have a midfield that is ready to compete on that level, like that high end level. And as much as I've seen from Saul, he has been better the last couple of times he's come in. He's looking like he's actually acclimatizing himself to the league a bit. I just think this particular game against the Spurs and going up against Conte is going to be a little bit too much from him. And the other thing too, if you want like my other spin on the PR thing and also, just box office, Lukaku comes back into the side to face his former manager. Bitter rivals. The Spurs.
I'm looking for that. I'm looking forward for that. Seriously. I'm looking forward for that.
See it, man. It's a Sky headline, man.
Can you imagine when he scores?
And he doesn't celebrate?
No. He scores the goal, yeah, and instead of wanting to hug Tuchel, he wants to hug Conte, and he'd be like, "Oops." That would be it. That'd be like, cheers, mate.
Send him anything at this point, but you guys know, don't take me seriously. I'm just messing.
No, I know.
I don't take this whole thing as
No,
It's
no,
done.
no. Listen,
It's over with.
It's banter. It's banter. It's banter. All right. I'm going to go to the next lineup, and it's by MDT. Interesting selection. Interesting selection. MDT has Malang Sarr playing instead of Rudiger. Jorginho Kovačić in the heart of midfield. Ziyech, Callum with Lukaku up front. And I'm guessing there is someone... how do you pronounce that?
Uwake.
Uwake? MDT, explain to me, mate. Explain to me your lineup.
Sorry, I wasn't gonna put Wakwe there. I was gonna put Simon, but I couldn't find him on the.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's the only. That's why I put him there. He's not gonna be playing because he refused to sign contract extension at Chelsea, so he's leaving for free. So Wakwe will not be appearing for the first team this year. So it was Simon I was gonna put there, the youth team centre half. The reason why
Malang Sarr instead of Rudiger.
Yeah, the reason why I go for Sarr, Rudiger looks spent. Let's be honest, and if he continue like this, we will lose him like we did with James. When somebody is fatigued, injuries are just around the corner if you don't manage them. So I think Tuchel will give him a rest. Sarr playing next to Thiago can calm him down a little bit, because the unfortunate thing about Sarr is, all the games he's been playing, he hasn't been playing around senior like Thiago or Rudiger. He's been playing with youngsters. So sometimes when you're playing among youngsters, you don't perform as well as when you perform against pros. So I think he will do better playing next to one of the older players, especially close to him, whether that's especially Thiago. And Alonso, we don't have a choice. As much as we criticize him, he's been doing well. Look at Trent. Trent couldn't go past him. You see, Trent is slow. People don't understand that. The thing that saved Trent is his crossing. He's not very good at dribbling. The one thing he's good at is crossing and passing. So look, Alonso kept him quiet. He had a terrible game against Alonso. So Alonso, we criticize him for a gift that God didn't give him, which is speed. So he did well against Trent. So we don't have a choice. We have to play Alonso. And Aspi as well. He hasn't played a lot of games. So right now we need him. I don't know what's going on with Christensen. I know he's injured, but I believe it's more to do. The injury is not the primary concern. It's the secondary concern. I think the primary concern is mentally he's not there. And when you're not there mentally, physically, you won't be ready.
Mo, I can see what you've done there in regards to giving some opportunities to a youngster, and also to a first team player who hasn't been utilized in Malang Sarr. The thing is, I think both of these scenarios will be utilized against Chesterfield rather than against Tottenham. I think we'll see a lot of players being rested in that game rather than in this game and in that game. Rudiger, I agree with you. He's been overused. But I think we will probably see changes in the Chesterfield game rather than this one. All right, we have a lot of lineups today, so I'm going to have to go quick through all of these. Any final comments more before I move on?
I think Ziyech will play. Ziyech will play, and also Callum will play, because you need a runner. You need one or two runner at the front. You can't play. Last year, how we played. If we played like that this year, it's gonna be tough. You need one has to be a runner. So I don't think even Mount will play. I'll be surprised if he played, but you never know.
Yeah, no, your front three is what I would have. To be honest, that's how I think we would have started. Actually, no. I think Pulisic on the left with Callum as the right wing back for me personally. But yeah, let's go and have a look at the next one. I think it's Max Burton's lineup. Yep, Max Burton. Interesting. I don't understand why you guys are doing this, but it's interesting, and I'll explain in a second. Max Burton also went with Pulisic as the right wing back with Callum as the left winger. I would have gone the other way, and I would have gone exactly with this team, Max, with Pulisic and Callum Hudson-Odoi changing places. That's how I would have seen it. Max, run me through your team and explain it to me, please.
Yeah, obviously the goalkeeper explains itself, the keeper. I was toying with Thiago Silva, whether to put him in, but obviously we haven't got a lot of centre-back options due to injury. And the only reason Silva is playing is because we've got Chesterfield in a cup. And I feel that we can rest him in that game, because obviously this is a semi-final, so with the semi-final, you need your experienced players in there. And that's why I went with Rudiger instead of Sarr as well, because Sarr can play against Chesterfield in the cup. Azpilicueta has to play there because obviously we're out of options. I feel that the reason why I've put Pulisic ahead of Hudson-Odoi, let's face it, he doesn't like playing as a right wing-back. And the other day, when he played as a right wing-back the other day, he was in the sulk a bit. I think he didn't really. Yeah, he was. He didn't really cover himself in glory in that one. Pulisic, he works. He doesn't complain when he's in that position, and he did an okay job. When we moved in there against Liverpool, tricky opposition, I thought he did well. He trapped back well, tackled well, and so I just feel that. Hudson-Odoi on the left, that works well. That worked well before. In the last couple of games we played with Lukaku. That's why I've put him on the left there. The midfield, obviously Alonso speaks for itself as well. The midfield I've gone for Kova and Jorginho. Kante is a guy that I like to nurse. He started the game the other day, so I just feel that we shouldn't be playing him every single game for me. So he can come off the bench if things are not going well. He can come off the bench and still do well. Kante is the sort of player, even if he doesn't start, he comes off the bench. He'll still come in. He'll fit into the game straight away because he's one of these guys who can get to the pace of the game really quickly. He doesn't need 5 or 6 minutes to adjust to the pace of the game. So just to mix it around a bit, we need to look after him and manage him. So that's why he's in my starting 11. And Ziyech I've put in there because Ziyech hasn't played a lot of games, so he should be fresh. Mount I think deserves a bit of a rest. He's played in the last 3 or 4 games. With all the injuries that we've been having in the last few weeks, we need to manage our players, and so I just think we need to put in players who are fresh to play. So that's my side, and the youth can get their chance against Chesterfield.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, and when you said about Callum sulking on the right wing back position, I remember that. He didn't do well in that game. So a case could be made for either one. Thank you for that lineup, Max. I have Bobby and Nick Blue. Nick Blue, you sent me the lineup in text format. I didn't receive it as a file, as a link. And Bobby, you haven't submitted one. So if you guys can do it in the next 5 minutes, I will display it.
Mo, can I just explain it to you because I don't have that thing to do that.
No, I've sent you the link. You have to click on that link, and then you can. It's a little bit of a it's a little bit of a long-winded process, but
He's old school. So
I know. But you got literally 5 minutes because I'm about to go through VJ's lineup.
Okay, I'll do
so
that,
if you can do it, send it to me and we'll post it. And the same goes for you, Bobby. If you want to send it to me, I'll post it. All right. So we've got VJ's lineup. Let me have a look at it. Okay, so VJ is gone down the route of Manning Saw instead of Rudiger. And again, Ziyech, Callum, Lukaku, Pulisic, right wing back. All right, give me your thoughts on this, VJ.
Kepa, self-explanatory. Sarr, I think. Okay, first thing is I believe Sarr is going to be performing both in this game as well as this Chesterfield game. And the same goes for even Ziyech. Then we'll probably alternate with Mason Mount there in Ziyech's position and Rudiger here. So that is, my thought on Sarr and Ziyech. I think Thiago Silva, of course, he is now picking himself. Azpilicueta, we don't have an option. He had a heavy game in the previous Liverpool fixture, but then he has to play this game because we don't have anyone as a backup for that particular position. Pulisic, I think he's been performing good when he, plays in the second half. Predominantly, he's been doing that. In the second half, he's going to that, right wing back position. He's been doing a, good job at that. He looks comfortable, so I think he'll probably perform there. Alonso, yeah, nothing much to talk about. He is a prerequisite in our team nowadays. Jorginho and Kovačić, yeah, I think Kovačić will play instead of Kante because he had one of the best days of his entire Chelsea career, I believe. So if that is the case, I don't think why. I mean, I'm kind of skeptical if you have to drop him in the next game. It's better to give him a run of games. Maybe after 45, 50 minutes, we replace him with Kante or Ruben Loftus-Cheek if situations permit, or even Saul Niguez. Hudson-Odoi on the left flank. I wanted to go with Hudson-Odoi because it's been some time that we've seen him play, and he combines well with Lukaku. So Lukaku starting, it's better to have Hudson-Odoi there. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Fair enough. Let me have a look at the rest. Is there another lineup to look at? No. All right. Fantastic. Now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do the. I think Nick is probably working on his. If he submits it before I post this, then we'll look at it.
If I can just say one thing with respect to Sarr, the reason why he needs to start this game, I think Rudiger was marking Salah the previous game for the Liverpool, like one of the quickest attackers that you can probably ever mark. And immediately the next game, you have to mark now Lucas Moura, I believe. So it's again a quick winger he needs to be marking. I think that will be too much of workload on him. It's better to have Sarr start this game. If things go south, then the second leg Rudiger starts.
I'm in two minds about Saw in this particular game, but we will address it in our full lineup.
Are we playing
it is two. Yeah, it's a home and away fixture. All right. Okay. Here we go. Let's just put Kepa in goal. And not done this for a while. Kepa in goal. All right, Silva. Where is he? Here he is. Okay. All right. There's a few people in the chat talking about Ginter. Ginter is a fantastic player. But I'm not really seeing anything concrete in respect to him, unless something's happened in the past hour or so. I haven't heard anything concrete about him. He was a player we were looking at last summer. He was a player we were looking at, I think, last winter as well. So we'll address some of the transfer news once we get past this preview, and I'll also give you guys a chance to come in and talk about it. All right, let's move. We all are in agreement with Silva and Azpilicueta in the back line. Regarding Malang Sarr or Rudiger, I'll start from Bobby. Bobby, seeing all the lineups, all the opinions that you've heard so far, who would you have as your left centre back?
Sarr.
Cool. MDT?
Sarr.
Cool. Max?
Rudiger.
VJ? VJ, I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking on mute then. Sarr.
So, okay. Couch?
Rudiger.
And Boogie?
Rudiger, it's clear as the day. But I mean, we cannot.
All right, so that's three against three. That's 3 against 3. Where's Nick gone? Nick is not back yet.
Panel notes.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Comment section notes, sir.
Comment section. No, I'm not going to the comment section. I'm actually going to go with Rudiger on this because I see both sides. But I think it's a matter of bragging rights against Conte. Him coming back, we do not want to give anything away. So I would play a very strong team, especially tomorrow. So I would go with Rudiger, and I totally understand the reasoning for Saul. I totally understand it, but I think we would go for Rudy.
Can I ask a simple question?
Yes, you can.
So, if, for example, Rudiger play tomorrow, I'm pretty sure that the day that follow, most of players that play have a break. They don't show up at the training, or they show up in the afternoon. Can they just give one more day off for Rudiger? Because the next game is on Sunday, right?
Saturday afternoon, the next game.
What's that?
No.
Saturday afternoon.
Saturday. We're playing on Saturday.
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
No, okay, good.
But I don't think Rudiger will be playing on Saturday afternoon. I'm pretty sure it'll be Malang Sarr playing on Saturday. I'm pretty sure.
Against City, right?
Chesterfield.
When is City game? Why do I think we're playing City?
Jan 15.
City is in about 11 days' time.
Oh, good. Yeah. Then he plays tomorrow. What's the MDT thinking? Yeah, he plays tomorrow, man.
Yeah. Okay.
No. The reason why I think Sarr will play is because of he's played all the cup games for him, and Tuchel has this habit of the players that are not playing. He always tend to continue playing you because he feel like it's betrayal of trust. So that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, this is semi-final.
Right? It makes sense, but we need to tell Sarr, thank you, Sarr, for bringing us to semi-final. Your time is over. Rudiger, take it from
the semi-final, and it's Tottenham, so that's different.
Yeah, no. Listen, and remember, we got Kepa in goal. No disrespect, but we need to have a strong defense in front of him. I do not want to lose against Tottenham. I'd lose against anybody, but Tottenham, on the back of what's happened over the past few days with Conte, enough said. All right, in the heart of midfield, we'll leave the right wing back for a minute. Heart of midfield, everyone had cover in their lineups. Sorry, I think it was everyone.
Boogie had Kante, I believe.
Boogie had, was it Kante and Jorginho Boogie? Or was it Kante and Cover?
Kante, Jorginho.
All right, Jorginho. All right, so Boogie, your two midfielders are going to be Kante and Jorginho still, or are you going to change your mind?
Yeah, I'll keep Kante, Jorginho to start.
Jorginho to start. Couch.
What did I have? I can't remember. I think I had Kovačić and Jorginho, right?
Georgie.
Yeah. Could be anybody.
Right,
really.
Kovačić and Jorginho. All right. VJ.
Kovačić, Jorginho.
Jorginho. All right. So all right, Max.
Yeah, Kovačić, Jorginho.
All right, that's it then. MDT.
Yeah, Kova and Georgie.
Bobby.
Kova and Georgie.
All right, that's it. Right, now this is a position that was a little bit controversial in respect to who would be played. Right wing back. Bobby, you go first.
Oh, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Oh dear. I wish I had enough knowledge to dip into the academy, but as it stands, it's got to be Pulisic, although I'm scared of the lack of physicality. It's got to be Pulisic.
People in the chat, people in the chat, let me know who you would have as your right wing back for this game. Who would you have? MDT.
I just have a feeling he will play somebody else because Pulisic has played a lot of games. I don't know.
Youngster?
To be honest, I have a feeling he will play a youngster in that position, like he did against Brentford. I have a feeling that's one position he might play a youngster,
I hope he does.
and keep the team the other side. Because if you play a youngster who's a right wing back, you're not doing anything wrong because that's their position. It's harder if you bring a youngster that's another position and put them there, because Pulisic just play a lot of minutes, and he always have muscle injuries. So that's why I'm worried to put him there. That's my little worry there, to play him again. So, sorry guys.
So may I get a beaten?
Yeah.
Village Elders, Boogie. Village Elders. Let's give him a call. Let's give him a call.
No. It's the kids you're talking to, not me.
Better show your emotion there, man.
No. I don't get involved. When the kids are dealing with their mother. It's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me. I mind my business. So I would be surprised if Callum or one of the youngsters play there. I don't think Pulisic. I think he need a rest. He need a rest for this one.
Yeah,
The only thing,
the chat is leading towards the choice of Callum at the moment. Sorry, Couch, you were saying?
Yeah, I was just gonna say MTT. Like, if you play a youth on right wing back, you're not. What are you gonna do on the weekend? Play them again?
Yeah. You play them again, because the thing is,
a
Couch,
high-intensity match against the Spurs and then another game of the weekend.
Guess what? The Chelsea youth team have already played against teams like Plymouth, Chesterfield, or whatever. They've been playing against them in the. Is it Max and Bobby? What's the trophy again? Is it the league whatever?
EFL or something.
Yeah, they've been playing against. Yeah, they've been playing against grown men. Couch. They've not been playing among themselves.
I'm saying a high intensity match against the Spurs and then another game at the weekend. Like, it seems like a lot for.
I believe some of our youth. Some of our youth team players can beat the Spurs. Spurs are not. They anyway. Let me mind my language because I'm on most whatever. If not, Spurs are the plunkers. So I'm not scared of them. The only thing is.
All right. Max, who would you have as your right wing back?
I've already said Pulisic for me.
Pulisic. VJ?
Yeah.
I think after MDT's argument, I'm going to change it to Simmons, because this is a good time to test your youth players as well. If no one is suiting, then if someone is very well suited, then you could probably.
Or in the semi-final.
Go to the market and buy anyone.
Test them in the semi-final of the cup?
Ah,
I don't mind it. It's the first end of the day.
All right. Max, let him have it. Go on. Couch.
Yeah, it's Pulisic for me.
Pulisic. Boogie.
Cho will be dropped at that position for me. But I don't think a youth will be playing there tomorrow. We need to win this game. It's a semi-final, and this can come at the end of the season to save Tuchel job. He can use this as I will just want this one, So there's no joking around and trying anything. We need to win this game.
All right. Nick Blue, who would you have as your right wing back?
So I couldn't do that in time. So next
don't
time
worry about it.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah, right wing back. Right wing back. It's going to be Pulisic, I think.
All right. So that's 3 for Pulisic. Sorry, 4 for Pulisic, isn't it? It's 4 for Pulisic, yeah, and 3 for youth. All right, it's Pulisic.
1 for Cho. It wasn't me, man.
You were for Cho. Okay. All right, I think you said Pulisic. Oh well, in that case, it's just become more interesting because 3 Pulisic, 3 for a youngster, and 1 for Cho. I'm going to have to decide this, Pulisic or a youngster. To be fair, I think we're going to be playing Pulisic because I can't see us risking it. I'd love to see a youngster, but not in a semi-final and against Tottenham. I think we'll be playing Pulisic. I think we're playing. I personally think we'll be playing Callum in this position, but I think if it's between Pulisic or a youngster, Then I'd go for Pulisic. And people in the chat, sorry, you wanted Callum, but we move. All right, up front. We'll start with Nick Blue. Nick Blue, who would you have on either side of Lukaku?
So I have to have. I'll go with Havertz and Mount.
Nice.
Havertz and Mount. We need a strong team. Don't forget tomorrow. We need our best players. Werner will be on the bench. He could come on later.
Yeah.
But I have to go for them too. And Lukaku, even Lukaku, I'm not sure if he's going to be on the bench or is he going to start. That's a 50-50 tomorrow. I'd like to see him start, of course, but if he doesn't, I'll go with Havertz, Mount, and Ziyech.
Lukaku was picked by the majority of the lineups. That's why he's already in there.
I'm just thinking he might not start. Of course, I'll go with Lukaku. Yeah, of course. I want him to start.
Nick, just one point, because what you've said is something that hasn't been picked by any of the guys, and that's Havertz. Now, Havertz doesn't really have a good chemistry with Lukaku in respect to passing and whatnot, and also if Lukaku is injured, Havertz is already on the pitch. He's not going to be a direct replacement, a fresh player in his place. I don't know. I mean, I can see it. Don't get me wrong, I can see it.
Playing much lately.
Of course.
That's why I think Havertz only played the other game against Liverpool. He's just coming back to his form. I want to see, I want to see him with Lukaku, see what they can do.
Yeah, get a couple of games under his belt as well. I definitely see that.
Can I add something quick?
I'll come to you, Boogie. I'll come to you. Let me hear from everyone. So Nick Blue wants Havertz and Ziyech. You said?
No, Havertz.
Havertz and Mount. Okay. All right. Bobby.
Hang on, I just posted my team.
You posted it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's like 30 minutes too late, but all right, I'll look at it. Go on, Bobby.
But it doesn't matter. I would go. What you want? The front three.
Front two with Lukaku.
Depends on which side because I'm looking at
up to you.
Three. But front two, Cho and Lukaku. Lukaku has to start. That's a start. No point coming off the bench. In case there are some. In fact, if he comes off the bench, I know Spurs. Some Spurs will pretend to be Chelsea and start booing him.
That's for sure.
So it's better. He starts.
Who would you have on either side of him?
I would have Cho and Ziyech.
Cho and Ziyech.
Ziyech can whip in the crosses.
Cho has the legs
to find him. Sometimes physicality. Spurs are full of physicality, but Ziyech and Cho certainly Cho has pace, and Ziyech has some craft, so it could cause them some problems. Big problem.
All right. Yep. All right. I like that. MDT.
Yeah, I think it's Joe and Ziyech. I agree with that. In the front.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Max.
Yeah, I picked Cho and Ziyech, so I'm sticking with that.
All right. Sweet. VJ.
Cho on the left side, Ziyech on the right side.
Yep. Couch.
See, I initially had Ziyech in there. I switched it just because I think this cup game you're not going to play Mount in the cup. Well, I guess you can play the youth in the cup too. You get Harvey Vale in there. So yeah, I'll go with Cho and Ziyech.
All right. Who am I looking at now? It's Boogie. Boogie, let me hear your thoughts.
Yes, I'll probably put Mount and Havertz. My problem with Ziyech starting. I mean, I put Ziyech also in my lineup, that's for sure. But anybody that said Havertz and Lukaku don't play well, yeah, the old Lukaku, the Lukaku we saw in the last two games is the Lukaku that actually come in running. He's pretty much all over the entire field. Also, he's running everywhere. So I think if Lukaku start doing that, he will be with one of the best partner for Havertz, because that was his problem. And putting Ziyech on the side and asking Ziyech to whip the ball in it, you just bring Lukaku back to what Lukaku we nobody want to see, the static one waiting for crosses to come in all the time. I mean, he has to wait for some crosses, but he needs to involve himself a lot more than anything that is happening in the opposition half, like he did it especially last game. He was pretty much everywhere running, using his body. And if you're using your body around Havertz, I think we will end up seeing the best of Havertz. So I don't believe people that say stuff like Havertz and Lukaku don't fit. No, the old Lukaku, no one can play with him. But the new that we start seeing, yeah, I think Havertz can start. We can see something different.
Yeah, but also Havertz doesn't play like he used to. Havertz needs to get his form back as well. So you got one player who's currently on form, and the other one is dipping in form, which was the other way around last time they played together.
That makes a lot of sense, A lot of sense.
It does make sense, but they both have to be in form. They both have to be firing on all cylinders. All right, guys. This is the Blue Lounge predicted lineup for tomorrow's game against Tottenham. Kepa in goal, Azpilicueta, Silva, and Rudiger in defence. Marcos Alonso and Pulisic as the wingbacks, with Kovačić and Jorginho in the heart of midfield. In attack, Callum, Ziyech, and Lukaku. That's what we predict will be the lineup for tomorrow's game. All right. Before we move on to other topics, I want to get your impressions for the game tomorrow. So let me just switch MDT with Couch because the logo is there. All right. Let me get your impressions for tomorrow. How do you guys think the game is going to pan out tomorrow?
Yeah, Conte is coming in to win the game. Let's not kid ourselves. It's not a cup game for Conte. Conte will always want to win that first trophy with Tottenham. And even if it means he has to beat us, he will. And Conte, because we don't really score goal that much, they're going to sit and counter us. And you don't want to give space to Harry Kane in the form he is right now. He will score a goal on us, especially the goalkeeper we have. With all due respect to Kepa, but if he's not positioning himself properly in that goal, he's not going to stop any of Hurricane shots. So we need a strong defense lineup, and we need to take this game really seriously, or we will end up losing both legs against Conte, because he is really taking this game really seriously. So we need to go there and actually face them what we did against Liverpool, right? We need to match their intensity, or whatever tactic they bring in. Tuchel need to match that tactics or find a way to break them down, because we cannot lose this game tomorrow, because it will just be another breakdown in our fan base again,
All right. Anybody else want to jump in?
Yeah, I just want to say I don't think it's going to go Tottenham's way. I think we're going to come out really up for this game, like we always do against Tottenham or Liverpool or any other big team. We're going to come out firing, and I can see us. It's going to be a close game. I'm not saying we're going to thrash them, but I think we're going to win. Tottenham are going to sit back and rely on Kane and Son to counter-attack. And I think we have the defence. We have the three musketeers to take care of Kane and Son and co. Well, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, and Aspi. I think they will take care of them, and we're going to win 2-1. I predict.
Cool.
I'm going to say the key man in this game is going to be Pulisic. If we got the lineup right, I think Pulisic is going to be the key man in this game, because obviously he's playing in the wing back position. He's got to be wary of what's happening in behind him as well. But I'm more actually confident about what he can give us going forward in that wide position. I think he's been, even the last game against Liverpool when he was shifted thereafter, I thought the last 30 minutes of the game he gave us something out there that we didn't have when Azpilicueta was there. So I think that if he can continue on with his form and get into the final third and use Ziyech as well, them two combining on that right flank, if we got the lineup right, as like I said, I think that could be something. I don't think that like Lukaku will be feeding off of scraps with those two on the right flank and then Callum on the left.
Couch,
we're just going to have to see.
Mount is going to start this game. It's one of those
It's
games.
Possible. It's possible.
I think guarantee is going to start because of it's a derby, and it's like it's one of those games that he thrives on. That's the only reason. I know he's tired, but he's not great on form at the moment. But I think.
I mean, you can always bring him on. You can always bring him on as a sub, right?
I think the other way. I think Ziyech will be on the bench instead of Mel.
I don't think that Ziyech has the same sort of impact off the bench, though. That's the thing. So I think Mel can actually come into the game and impact it a little bit more if he starts.
And there are 5 substitutions.
Yeah,
Good
5
point.
Yeah. I've got to say, I wouldn't be happy to see Pulisic on the right wing back position personally. I don't think he's good there, and I think you're losing a lot up front. The wing backs of Spurs are pretty good. Their midfield, I think we can outsmart them, but their wing backs could be a problem. And of course, we know what their forwards can do. I think ultimately, there's no such thing as a friendly or a weakened game between Chelsea and Spurs. Never. Never happens, never will happen. We blooming get red cards in friendlies. So, a semi-final is blood and thunder tomorrow, for sure. It's just we've got to be, because we are sort of in a weaker position, really, because of injuries, we've got to be very smart as to how we play them tomorrow. We really do. If we up the tempo, like we did against Liverpool, if we're capable of that, if we've got the energy for that, we could turn them over tomorrow. That's why I want someone like Sarr on the pitch instead of an exhausted Rudiger, because it's going to be real pacey tomorrow, and I don't want him to have a problem. Sarr with Thiago, I think, is going to be all right.
You know what I think? When we played Liverpool, the atmosphere was electric, and one of the reasons was because of the safe standing, which created that atmosphere. We've got the safe standing now. We've got Tottenham. It's always, the crowd are always up for it against Tottenham, and when the crowd are up for it, the players feed off that energy. And I feel that this is going to be, if we start strongly and with the crowd on our side, then I think that can give us that victory. And also, hopefully, we're going to see, if Lukaku does start, we're going to be seeing a man who's going to want to prove something to the fans that he is committed to the club. And hopefully you'll see a motivated Lukaku. I think we have the Lukaku we saw against Villa and the other game, or even a better Lukaku than that. Tottenham's defenders are not going to live with them, because I think their Achilles heel is still at the back. They're still a bit dodgy at the back, and if we can bully them at the back, then But we've got to remember it's a 2-legged affair as well, so we can't just go gun. But I think we can turn them over 2 to 3-1.
I'd like to say something.
All right. One second, Vijay. Guys, we have 89 likes. Once we hit 100, I will open the stream to you guys in the chat. So 11 likes away, and then we'll open the stream to you guys in the chat. Go ahead, Vijay.
All right, just one thing that I wanted to say with respect to Tottenham. I've been watching Tottenham every single game this season. The way that Tottenham is actually playing, I concur with the point that Bobby mentioned as well. Their wing back is going to be most of the time where the attack is going to be launched from Reguilón and Emerson Royal. I also think they play a bit like, how Chelsea plays when we have Alonso on the pitch, overloading towards the right side. That's how they're going to do it with Reguilón moving forward. So we just have to be very careful, because Pulisic is going to be against Reguilón. And, the way that both of them are pacey, I get it. But are they going to be on the, who's going to be on the attack and who's going to be chasing the game is is all that matters. So I think that particular flank is going to be more dangerous, that we have to look out for. But Alonso, this gives Alonso an opening basically, because Emerson Royal, yeah, he is a bit pacey and all that, but I think Alonso can do a better job against Emerson Royal in this game. So I'm confident on that. So we probably have to use the left-hand side more efficiently, because the right-hand side is where we have to stop them.
All right.
Question. Did anyone see Kepa not starting tomorrow? We put the other goal, the tall one.
No, I think Boogie will start tomorrow.
No.
maybe against Chesterfield, we may see. Yeah, maybe. But I doubt it. I think it'll be a good game for Kepa as well, just to get some game time. I can't see much this time.
I can see better tell you against Chesterfield for sure, because he has to have one game.
Not necessarily.
Why? Kasim, do you want to just explain the away goal thing? I guess there's a lot of comment on that. There's been a change, right? In the rules.
I believe it's been scrapped. I believe it has been scrapped.
It's gone now. It's gone. It'll be penalties. It's a draw. Yeah.
We might see selection surprises, Ruben Loftus-Cheek has been training. And this is a game that we could do with his physicality, because it's not going to be kind out there. This is Chelsea Spurs. One of the most brutal games in the Premier League, if you can have such a thing, was Chelsea Spurs. We don't love each other. We don't love each other at all. On the pitch, in the stands, in the boardroom, we got no time for each other whatsoever. Now they're bringing an ex-manager. This is going to be tasty tomorrow.
Well, probably too soon for him, though. Yeah, Bobby? A little bit too soon for him, though, right?
Who, for Conte?
For Ruben to come back in.
I don't know, I think
I agree.
I
think he'll start. Yeah,
he might get a few minutes, because we've got 5 subs, haven't we?
Yeah.
So he might get a little run out.
And also, we shouldn't. To be honest with you, it's gonna be a tough game for Tottenham, and also for Chelsea. But I believe if we apply ourselves, we'll win. But the only thing I'm worried about is either Sessegnon or Reguilon. Either of them play at that left. If we play a winger, Conte switch we know. Well, remember Victor Moses and Alonso, how we switch it quick and they run. That's it. If we play Pulisic there or Cho, that's my worry, to be honest with you, because their defensive side will be exploited easier than, because Aspi is not quick anymore. We all know that. For me, it's the Tottenham left-hand wing back side that I'm worried about than the right. The right is not a problem, because I believe that we can sort that out. It's the switch of the play. If they switch the play, either Sessegnon or Reguilon, they're quicker than our players on that side. And also, the reason why I'm not worried, I remember Billy Gilmore's debut against Everton in the FA Cup, and also I remember Tuchel playing him against Man City with Rodri and Fernandinho in the middle. You remember when we beat City away? Gilmore, it was Gilmore and Jorginho in midfield.
And Liverpool in the cup. Remember when he made a mug
exactly. So I won't be surprised if he play one kid. I won't be surprised at all if he play one of them. I won't be surprised.
But the other thing is, back then, that's where I was really surprised by Tuchel as a manager, because whoever he brought back, like last season, whoever he brought in the system, we just seemed to perform just normally, the same intensity, the same focus, and all those things. But I don't think we have that yet. I think we lost it. We lost that magic where anybody that Tuchel play, like Saul. I think Saul is the main reason, but I just don't think he will risk it this time. He will just try to play safe and bring like the strong man in and to win this game.
Yeah, and on top of that, I just think that when you look at, we got another game on the weekend. Like, that is probably a more fitting game for these kids to come in and play.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be a tightly contested opportunity match against bitter rivals. You
Yeah,
know, like it's not,
the opportunity to bleed in some new kids will be in that FA Cup match against Chesterfield. Tomorrow is a derby, a big derby under some tough circumstances. So it needs to be treated well. It needs to be handled well. We have our first caller of the night. Lads in the chat, lines are open. Link is in the chat, in the pinned comment. Click on that and jump on.
You alright, guys?
You've chosen a good name. I can't see you, but I actually can.
Yeah.
So big up to you. Tell us where you're from and let me hear your thoughts, mate.
Yeah. I mean, I'm from Derby, man, and I think generally we should be going for a strong lineup tomorrow because we've got time to rest people on Saturday easily. I was thinking that to myself, go with the strongest lineup available, and then push them because the first leg is always important. It sets the tone for the two legs easily. Because if we, get battered 4 or 5-0, it'll be hard to come back. I mean, I'm not saying we will, but you never know. So if we can get a good win, 3-1, 4-1, something like that, that will really set the tone. And hopefully we can go through to the final because we need a trophy this year. We're not winning the Prem. We need to win as many trophies as possible.
All right. Interesting perspective. What do you think about the return of Conte to Stamford Bridge? How do you think he'll be welcomed by the fans, if at all?
Me personally, I'm happy with him coming back. I think obviously he's at Spurs, but doesn't really take anything away from the fact of the success that he's got with us. A Premier League and an FA Cup. I think we need to cherish the moments. Obviously, before the game, give him his claps. During the 90 minutes, things will happen, but I think there's no need for hate or anything. Obviously he left in circumstances where he wasn't backed. Doesn't mean that it was his fault. So I think there's no need to, really get on him for that. But of course, he's the manager of probably our biggest rival, arguably. So, anything can happen.
Biggest rival, historically speaking, but not biggest rival in respect to achievements at the moment.
Oh yeah, right now, definitely not,
obviously,
but,
yeah. I wanna hear from you if you can give me your perspective on this whole Lukaku situation in a nutshell, your summarized version.
I was talking to I was hearing a lot of different podcasts and stuff, and then people were saying, like Monster CFC, he was saying he didn't mind it at all, but then some people like Con, they were very angry. I was a bit of a mix. I was very disappointed when the second day came out of his interview, with a lot of his comments going towards Inter, but I think the real intention of that interview was towards Inter fans. But the way he said it hurt us too. It was we were caught in the crossfire, if you can say it like that. His intention wasn't to hurt Chelsea fans. I can pretty much assure you that. Obviously, I can't, but what I'm saying is I'm pretty sure it wasn't like that.
Sure.
But the way he worded things, it seemed, like he had sort of an intention to go back to Inter. Obviously, the way that he said he wanted to go back when he was doing well, obviously will hurt because he's in his prime right now and that intends he wants to leave soon. But I mean, his apology, I accept it. I won't forget it, but I accept it.
All right, fair enough. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time and your feedback, your insight. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have the result that we all want, and we move on. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Take care. Cheers. Thank you. Lads, lines are open. Anybody wants to jump in, click on the link and come on in and give us your opinions. It's interesting to get different points of view in respect to this. I think we can look to it as a learning curve for Tuchel, for the club, and for Lukaku experiencing something like this. I know Tuchel in his interview said I've seen a lot worse, but I think it's the magnitude of the signing, the value, the lack of alternatives is what made it such a big thing for us right now. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Can I add one last point about this
Lukaku
thing?
Yes, you can.
You see, when I see Lukaku is clearly a very proud man with a big ego. He is. That's Lukaku. He's a little bit all about himself, but that's what strikers are like. Big time strikers are like that. Diego Costa, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, you name them. Even Drogba to a certain extent. Now, when you see a man like that come out, he has the courage, stands alone in front of the camera, looks them right in the eye, and gives his apologies. For me, you've got to accept that. I can't, I can't hold any more, animosity or anything. This man is sorry. He's made a mistake. He's effed up. We all do. He knows it. And now my judgment on him reverts back to what it's always been about the pitch. This is gravy. We've seen it before. We'll probably see it again in a different way. It's gravy.
We've seen a lot worse, haven't we, Bobby? Bobby, we've seen a lot worse than what happened here.
Absolutely, Nick. I know. I mean, so let's move on. I mean, it's not,
I think the good thing.
Talking nonsense. I'm like, what is the matter with you?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
What I like about the who was dropped? Someone was dropped. Anyways, what I like about the last person that called is he will accept the apology, but he will not forget what he did. So I think most fans should just accept the apology one way or the other, and then listen.
Yeah.
And
Boogie,
never forget.
You know what it is? It's the youngsters on Twitter. A lot of them talking, like that. That's why this, the guy who come on, I can tell you how old he is as well. He's about maybe 21 or 22, the most. But it's mostly the young guys who give bad stick to Lukaku, and they don't want. It's a lot of things like that. The people who didn't want you in the first place, they were dying for Haaland or Kane or anyone else. But you have to give the man a chance. Let him show he's good at.
Nick, I don't like to generalize. You will find some very young fans who like to look at things from a different perspective, a logical perspective, a rational perspective. You will also find some older fans who will look at it in a more emotional sense. So we can't really generalize by their age in respect to how they're going to perceive things. But what I can say is normally the older fans, they've lived through so much, they've seen so much that they kind of have a more rational perspective inherently because of what they've gone through. But we can't generalize to say the younger fans are not going to see it from a rational perspective. I think we all can. It's just, having the urge and the need to do it rather than being reactionary and being emotional. I mean, I'll give you an example about myself. When this story came out, I was fuming. Then I watched the 3-minute clip that was published, and I'm like, you know what? I think it's been blown out of context. Yeah. And then the following day, I read the full transcript, and I was fuming again. So this will happen. This will happen to fans, and they will have an emotional reaction, and then I guess it's human beings. We're gonna be emotional. We're gonna react, and then with time, you get to process things differently and reevaluate, and you're gonna come to a conclusion. Anyway,
you know what? For me, can I just say something quickly? For me as well, who's trying to keep it going? It's the media. Because if you look at the way they questioned Thomas Tuchel today, they still wanted to keep it going. And why do they want to keep it going? Because it sells them newspapers. So if we, as a fan base, don't give them the ammunition, then it stops, because you know what's going to happen. If we start booing tomorrow or something like that, then the media are going to say, okay, Thomas Tuchel and the players have forgiven him, but the Chelsea fans still haven't forgiven him, and whatever, and they'll want to keep it going. That's what the media want to do. They want to undermine us as a club. So we shouldn't fall into this trap of allowing the media, try and dictate the way us as fans behave.
Hey, Max. Okay, can I just say something? Sorry.
Please. I know this is a slight digression. I've been watching this whole Lukaku thing. Yesterday, there was Alex Goldberg on Sky News. Right this minute, there's Matisse on Sky News. I just want you to know, Max, indeed, and Max, Mo, keep at it. You're doing a good job. If you think people aren't watching you in certain places, think again. Because the next person up there will be my boy Mo, and you're going to do it for us up there. You know, you just keep going. They are watching your streams, believe me. So I just thought I'll get that in there. Sorry,
Yeah, can I?
Cheers, Bobby.
Yeah,
Cheers.
can I just add one thing as well? Sorry, a couple of things. Just this stream, the Blue Lounge, Mo, you're doing something different. You know, like when a lot of people are like they don't have home, like when all the streams are going kicking off, you the one place where people come and listen to. Yeah, people have emotions, but people rationalize things, and they listen to people like Bobby, Max. Now you have Nick, and they will listen to Boogie that will go throw a grenade in it. They will reach to the couch. So
You
this
need
is
a flower
different.
of controversy, so that's where Boogeyman comes in.
Exactly. Then you have the older fans that are homeless.
I
To
feel
be honest with you,
isolated when I'm
yeah.
on the stage with Max, Bobby, and I feel isolated most of the
Yeah.
time. 'Cause
So the thing is, you have the older fans that are homeless sometimes, because when they hear the conversation, they go, "Oh my God, oh my God," So when they listen to your stream, they go like, "Okay, you know what? I have similarity with these people." And then you have the younger fans that want to learn more about the club. They were like, "Oh yeah, let me listen to them." They're talking about something I don't know about. So sometimes this is very important to have a balanced view. Not necessarily like you don't have to go to either extreme. Sometimes a balanced view of thing, what it does, it helps somebody who is listening to even go on Google something and learn something new. So because some people, they never thought this has ever happened, like what Lukaku did. They thought this is the worst thing in the history of Chelsea when it comes to player issue, because they've never heard about it. They don't know that this has been happening in dressing room. Just look, last week, Phil Foden and Jack Grealish went to a nightclub. They were caught under this COVID rule. But the thing that upset me, this Lukaku thing, you don't hear about it. It's not even all over the place. It was just published one day on Sky or whatever. Yeah, Manchester City, they have their scandal right now. And Jack Grealish as well gave an interview 2 weeks ago about how he missed Aston Villa so similar thing, how he's struggling in Manchester and things like that, how he's not settling. So the thing is, that's why I'm a little bit upset with disappointed, not upset with Lukaku timing. But there are other clubs that are going through similar thing, but ours has been blown in a way that it seems like is the only PR nightmare.
MDT, I want to add to that. And firstly, thank you all for the kind words, Bobby, MDT, much appreciated. And it's us fans who make this channel what it is. That's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say is this: the timing of this interview was out of Lukaku's hands. He made the interview. He gave them this paper that they could use against Chelsea, and they used it at the time where they thought it would have the biggest impact on our season. Sky used it just before the Liverpool game, just before this the Carabao Cup semi-final matches.
Yep.
Just coming off Christmas, just coming off a schedule where we've had so many injuries, so many positive cases.
Yep.
The timing was deliberate. Not by Lukaku.
Yes.
Not by Lukaku.
No, not
by Sky. By the media. By the media.
Especially for Cristiano Ronaldo, I would say.
No. Let's be fair. Fabrizio Romano reported on what was broadcasted by Sky Italia. Now, does he have links with Sky Italia? Yes. Does he know what they're going to publish? Yes. Did he take advantage of that? Yes. Did he have anything to do with the timing? Yeah.
No,
but did he have anything to do with the timing?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. He benefited from it. Of course, he benefited from it. Definitely.
That was interesting for me, actually. Today, I was watching Steve McLaren on Sky Sports because he was there. They have guests coming in at 11 o'clock, and he was on there. And he actually said what he thought. Did anyone see Luke Shaw's interview after yesterday's defeat, Manchester United defeat? Yes. Where he was questioning the players' attitude and organisation. He said that one was worse than what Lukaku's one. Because obviously what he's saying is because he's questioning the manager. He can't motivate the players and the organisations all over the place. So he said what he said, he sees it a lot worse than the Lukaku one. So again, it's about perspective.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And all right, lads, sorry, Nick.
Sorry.
Again, I don't want to give more life to this thing than it already has. So we've talked a lot about it. Tomorrow we have a derby match against one of our historic rivals, against our former manager, a manager who brought success to this club. We won our last Premier League title under him, FA Cup title the following season. A person who, to be fair to him, showed respect in his pre-match press conference to this club, even though he's had issues with this club. He's taken us to court and he's beaten us. But regardless, that is the big game tomorrow, and that is the game that we're going to be watching live on air tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be streaming, I will say 30 minutes before we kick off. And then we will watch the game together, and then we will do a reaction post-match. It'll be one long stream, long marathon stream. I don't do a lot of watch-alongs. I do normally midweek watch-alongs, so I will be doing that tomorrow. And I invite all of you guys to come and join us tomorrow evening. Before we conclude, I want to hear your final thoughts from each one of you in regards to the game. Your expectations, your predicted scoreline, and your emotions in respect to it. And I'm going to start with the new member of our panel, Nick Blue. Nick Blue, take it away,
I
mate.
thought you were talking about me.
You're one of the oldest. You're one of the oldest members of the panel.
The oldest. I don't know. Am I the oldest? I don't know.
I think you might be the oldest.
Yeah.
Let's hear from you, Nick.
Yeah.
Give us your perspective.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those usual derby matches with Tottenham, and it's going to be more spicy than ever because it's a semi-final. I can see Lukaku bagging in the first goal and getting the crowd right on Tottenham. And then we go on and win 2-1. That's what I'm predicting, 2-1. And I really think that will happen. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen.
All right, fantastic. 2-1 is a scoreline I would love to see tomorrow. And to be fair, I want to see Lukaku score. I personally want to see Lukaku score. Because I want to see that investment pay out, and I want to see him score. Bobby, give me your thoughts.
Chelsea Spurs is always tasty. Always tasty. Nick and Matt will know for sure we've never backed down from Spurs. Ever.
Never.
That is the one club, never, ever have we backed down from Spurs. And I'm not just talking on the pitch either. But you know, it's going to be the usual. It has to be. My only thing is I just hope that the boys have the energy that they had against Liverpool in this game. If we bring that tempo, I think we're going to turn them over. I really do. I want us to applaud Conte for what he's done. And then all bets are off. He's the enemy. He's on the other side. Should be a good game.
Yeah.
I know Bobby doesn't do score predictions, so we'll leave that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Max Burton, take it away, mate.
Yeah, Tottenham Chelsea, as he said. It's a long running rivalry between these two clubs. No love lost between the two clubs, on or off the pitch. And, you know, we saw that with the 2-2 when we stopped them from winning the league that season. My only worry is in the League Cup. If it was an FA Cup game, I'd be more confident because we always seem to turn them over in the FA Cup. In the League Cup, it's a different story. I remember being at the League Cup final the last time, actually, Tottenham actually won a trophy. and that's when they beat us in extra time with a goal by Jonathan Woodgate, I believe. So that was painful to take at Wembley. But we also lost to them in the semi-final, on penalties. We actually beat them in the semi-final, didn't they? The year under Sarri. Yeah, So hopefully, we're due one after they beat us in last season. We're due to beat them again. So what could give me great pleasure is, what would put Lukaku back into the good books for everyone, is if he scores a brace tomorrow and we win 2-0. So what better way to come full circle, to score 2 goals against the enemy, kiss the badge. and he's back. He's back.
Yeah,
he just got to be careful when he scores the goal. He doesn't celebrate with Conte. That's what he's got to do. That's all he's got to do. That's what he's got to do.
His coaches, yeah.
All right, Max. Thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. MGT. Let me hear it. MGT.
Yeah, I agree with Max. Max, that final, it was the Wayne Bridge final. We were winning until he decided to go and play volleyball and hand the ball for no reason, and they had an equalizer. Remember the penalty? Yeah. I couldn't believe it. We were gonna win. Without that penalty, we won that game. That's the final. I can't remember. I cannot even. Why did he hand the ball? Sorry, I'm getting too upset till today.
Yeah. I know, but why did you give it?
Why did he hand the ball?
Remind me of that. Yeah.
I don't understand why he hand the ball for no reason. Sorry, guys. And Tottenham is going to be the same Tottenham against Chelsea. They're going to be there, want to break our legs and all that or whatever. But I think we're going to win. And secondly, Conte's only cup competition won in his career, management career, was Chelsea's. He's terrible at cup competition because he likes to play the game like a league game. And that's his downfall always. Conte is terrible at knockout competition. Whether at Juventus, whether at Inter, whether at anything. Because he likes to play it like a league game. Because a cup competition are totally different from a league game. So I hope that record continue tomorrow. And I think it's gonna be the same old Tottenham Chelsea. They will kick us, puff, and try to do whatever it takes. If we keep our head on our shoulder right, we'll beat them the same way. They're gonna run out of energy and run out of get frustrated. So, I think Lukaku will score, and I think one of the players behind him, whoever start, will have a chance to score. Whether they take the chance, I don't know, but they will have clear-cut chance to score because Tottenham defense is terrible. Their defense is terrible. It's Diaz, Sanchez, and what's his name? Davis. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it tomorrow.
It's gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be a fun game, and I just hope that we can get the result that we want at Stamford Bridge. I really want to see a result tomorrow. This is one of those games. Actually, all 3 of these games that are going to happen this month. We're going to be sick and tired of seeing Tottenham. We're going to be sick and tired of seeing Tottenham. 3 matches in the space of a month. So
unless we win all 3. We win all 3. We're going to want another 3.
Do you remember the question that was asked of Frank Lampard? They said to him, "What was your favorite away ground to play in?" And he said, White Hart Lane. He said,
did he say White Hart Lane or did he say 3-point lane?
No, he said 3-point lane. 3-point lane. Spot on. 3-point lane. Spot on. Yeah. So, I hope we can repeat that. That motto in respect to these matches.
Tomorrow is not 3 points, so it's just a win, right?
Yeah, of course.
No, but it's a win. A win is what we're talking about.
No, we used to call it 3-point lane because we always used to win there.
It's a win.
15 years or so.
Boogie, let me hear your thoughts on the game before we conclude.
First, I will start by Mark's background. That thing look ugly. I cannot see your eyes most of the time.
He's just showing off, man. He's just showing off. I've got an El Gato just sitting there on the floor. I can do the same thing. I can do the same thing.
You've made it all fuzzy now. It was fine a minute ago. As soon as you said that.
Was not me.
You've done, as MDT said, you put the juju on there, man.
Listen, for tomorrow game, whether Lukaku start or not, listen, man, you need to relax. You don't need to try to prove too much tomorrow. Just you are part of a team.
free the ball, pass the ball when you need to, run into the defense when you need to. Just keep everything is simple. Don't do too much, please, because you're never going to do better than what Lukaku we know. The Lukaku that play against Aston, was it Aston Villa last time? Yeah,
Brighton.
Yeah.
Brighton.
That performance.
Villa.
The last game is Brighton. Yeah, that Lukaku we saw against Brighton. That's the only Lukaku I would like to see tomorrow. Don't overdo it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. When you score the goal, whatever the reaction on the public is, man, take it and relax. Go back, do it again. Trying to win us back one by one. We'll come together at one point. So Lukaku, if you hear me, don't overdo this, man. Just keep it simple. You're 28 years old. You're not 21. Show you have some mentality to handle this pressure and just help us win against Tottenham. Tottenham should never win tomorrow. It's just not a possibility. So, and then listen, let's watch tomorrow game. Hopefully it is a win. That's all it is. I won't give a prediction today because I'm not too
nervous.
Sure. Yeah, a little nervous for some because of Conte, because I hate the guy. Like everybody knows that he won us the league, but I just don't like him at all. So
yeah. No, I listen. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing Conte at the bridge. I have an affection for him and what he did for us. I was unhappy with the whole saga that ended with him leaving, and the whole situation wasn't a nice one. But I was happy with the league title. I was happy with the FA Cup, even though it wasn't the best of seasons, but we did all right. We did all right with Conte. He turned things around, but he's no longer our manager. Now he's a manager of Tottenham.
A happy moment with Conte. For sure.
Yeah. So we move. I'm not going to say anything more in respect to that. For me, Tuchel is the man I'm behind. Tuchel is the man I support, and the boys tomorrow. And I want to see a win. I want to see Chelsea beat Tottenham at the bridge tomorrow. People in the chat, thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. We've smashed over 100 likes. We've got, let me see how many new subscribers on the stream. We've actually had 20 new subscribers on the stream. A great number. Thank you all for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're enjoying this content, please subscribe. Be part of the Blue Lounge family. We will be back live tomorrow for a match watch along. We'll be, I think, live at 7:15 tomorrow, or maybe 7 o'clock. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at the Blue Lounge, and we will continue to grow this channel with your support and your help. Thank you all for being here. I wish you a pleasant evening, and I will see you all tomorrow. I just need to find my outro. Here's my outro. Peace, guys.